First National Bank and the Lincoln County Health System. Good morning.
Thank you, Libby, and hello, everybody. I'm Don Counts. Welcome into Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6. We are coming to you live from the FPU offices this morning in our studio here, and we have our CEO, General Manager Britt Dye, with us. Good morning, Britt.
Morning, Don.
We are coming to you each month to sort of give everybody an idea of what's all going on here at Fayetteville Public Utilities. And we got a lot when you have electric, we have water, sewer, telecom, and maybe I missed something there. A lot of other things going on. And 100, that's right, gas. And 108, 11 or 12 employees. So it's a full-time job for you, and there's just a ton of things going on. Tell us what's going on with you this morning.
Well, we got sewer rehab going on over between 2nd and 3rd Avenues, where we're doing some more pipe bursting at this time, and having a lot of inflow from groundwater, and trying to get all that pumped out there, because it's a lot of water that's been going over there. Matter of fact, been running 2 pumps to try to get the water out so we can get the pipe bursting completely done. But you know, we got a lot of things going on, with a lot of conversion on the electric side, and expanding our cable services with the helps of customers out in the River Bend area, and those kinds of things. So we got a lot happening. We do.
The Tennessee Magazine should have hit your homes this week. You'll see some of our people on there, and some of our students that went to the Washington Youth Tour. So we hope you got to see that. And if you didn't get this magazine and you want the magazine, you can call us and call Sarah Mack Young. We can hook you up. Or if you're getting multiple magazines or something like that, we'd like to know about that too, so we can not just waste them. So just call us and we can get that squared away. One thing in the book here, Britt, is pretty interesting. I think Sarah Mack's already signed up for it, and that's the tag. This is a new tag here. I think you're wanting 00001, aren't you?
Oh, it'd be nice to have it. I don't think that's going to happen.
No, but tell us about a little bit about this. This is not out yet, but have a few more need to sign up.
I believe around 400 more to meet the quota that they're needing to get the tags, you know, be able to produce them. So we're pushing it very hard, and would like to see it happen.
Yep. So honoring Tennessee line workers, you can pre-order your line worker license plate tag by going to poweringtennessee.org, and then I guess you would go then to Phyllis Counts' office to get the tag after.
Yeah, if it becomes available, yes.
And which we feel pretty confident that it will. We got an award last week from TVA on the some Energy Right program about some of the solar in our area.
That's great. We've won this now for the last several years, you know, and how we've been placing, and so that's a real good opportunity to be able to be one of the solar providers for TVA.
Absolutely, and that's multiple years we've won that.
That is correct.
Yeah. You know, this time of year it's very hot outside. You might talk to people about budget billing, because this time of year, you know, your rates, you're going to be, not your rates, but your actual bill a little bit higher.
That's correct. You know, the way that TVA does the rates, you know, you got the rates go up for the summer months, and they got, you know, it's broke out summer months, winter months, and transition months. And, you know, with the budget billing process, even if you have some real hot days, instead of getting that real big high bill all at one time, then, you know, it gets averaged out for over a 12-month period, and it really helps out a lot of customers. We have a lot of customers that participate on the budget billing.
Yep. You know, just because people might have their thermostat set on the same temperature all the time, the hotter it gets during the day, the more your unit's got to work.
That's great. Same way it is, you know, through the winter too. So it's operates just opposite in some ways, but you know, the hotter it is outside, the more it's going to run on the inside to keep that difference up.
Yep. We were featured in this Best Practices magazine here, our wastewater treatment plant. I know you're proud of that. Dwight and the guys worked really, really hard. This was a very, very extensive article, very complicated article. I don't know all the details. It's a trade magazine, so I guess it gets into some serious details of wastewater. But as you deal with it every day, there's a lot that goes into this this whole deal.
Yes, we operate the plants, you know, and we're trying to be more energy efficient, and that's what the article relates back to. And we do a lot of things different now, and when it becomes that if TVA goes with the rate structure of peak hours and off-peak and those kinds of things, we'll be changing the way we operate to try to save costs of what it does to operate that plant.
Yep. Well, you know, that plant has been around a long time, but it's a a huge operation. It's probably unlike anything else. You can't just turn it off if something's not working right. It's the flow is coming 24/7, 7 days a week, all the time.
And it brings on more, especially when you got high rain events. But we've backed down on that a lot due to the infrastructure rehab and replacements that we've been putting in place. It's cut that down quite a bit too. And as we keep making those changes and improve on the infrastructure, the least that we'll have on the rainfall.
Yeah, when it rains, we don't want the water, the rainwater in the sewer water. However, it does happen through many different ways. You might mention some, but we don't want people putting rainwater into the...
Well, if you got, where it used to be back in the day that folks would have what they call hammer taps from gutters that would be tapped into the sewer, or we have some storm drains that might be running into the sewer, and then when you have a lot of rains, if you got cracks or busted sewer lines out there on the mains, it also goes in the sewer. Then we're out at the treatment plant treating rainwater when it's totally unnecessary.
That's right. And one other thing is we're talking about wastewater. One thing we don't want rainwater in our sewer, and we don't want fats, oils, or grease in our in our sewer. So that's another issue.
Well, a lot of our problems that we've had over the years, if you put grease down a drain or something, then it gets real hard. It clogs the system up, and it can get really bad. Especially coming in on the main where we got pump stations and lift stations and those kinds of things. So we have to be very careful with what you put down the drain, and that's as residential too. You think it's not much, but over a period of time, it will build up, and it has caused the residential customers problems too. Mm-hmm. So. You
and I have had the opportunity to see cameras that actually go into the sewer and see, first of all, many situations the sewer system is very old. We also see where we can actually see the grease inside there and roots inside there.
Yes, and where it's busted and there's no existence of a pipe being there anymore.
Yeah.
So we've seen it all.
Yeah. And that's why we have contractors, and where our people are working every day trying to fix those problems, and it's going to be a while to get that all.
That is correct. We still got a lot of work to do, and we have put in for some more funding from SRF, and the next projects, if we get that funding, it'll be a water project. So it's a lot to do on the water side as well.
You and I talked the other day about some of the manholes are made with brick.
That's correct, and we have rehab a lot of manholes where they actually go in and spray cement, around the entire manhole where it looks like it's a solid concrete manhole instead of brick, because you got the cracks in the brick where the mortar's falling out over time and those kinds of things.
Wow. Well, that's fascinating, because a lot of times when we look at these situations, any city across the United States or the world, what we see is out of sight, out of mind, but yet it's not. If it's out of sight for us, we still got to deal with it.
We got to deal with it.
Yep. You mentioned a little bit briefly about Telecom's expanding over in the Eldad Riverbend expansion. It's always exciting to see Telecom, because that's probably the biggest questions you get every day is, when's it going to be out my way?
Well, we do hear it every day, and it's very expensive to build. And like I said, we appreciate the customers helping get infrastructure built into their area, because it's coming more and more popular, of people working at home and those kinds of things when it comes to health, medicine, and all those. And we're trying to provide the service the best we can, and maybe we can get some of these grants from the state and build out in some more areas.
And some areas are customer pay. Can you mention that?
Well, what they do is they want to quote, see what it would take to get them service, and then if the customer, we help do the legwork and talk to all their neighbors and seeing if they want to come up and see what it costs to pay for the infrastructure. And based on what the density is, sometimes we'll pay half, sometimes we'll pay a third or whatever, but the customer pays the other part, and we build them infrastructure.
Well, we want to expand. As you mentioned, it's just so expensive.
It is so expensive.
Yep, it's just not something we can just expand. You just can't just come up with the money. Just not there sometimes.
That's correct.
All right. One thing I hate to even say this, but school's not far from starting. So our youth programs that we are involved in every year are fixing to fire back up. And again, we had the Washington Youth Tour, and this year on the front page of the Tennessee Magazine, which come to your home, we had Nathan Posey, Justin Williams, and Alyssa Hampton, along with Sarah Mack Young and Miriam Lane. And then our Student Utility Board starts just right around the corner, Britt.
Here again.
Yep, so. And we got another group of kids there. You know, every year we have the most unbelievable kids and our students, and this year's just as good. We have the Student Utility Board. Let's talk about the makeup of the Student Utility Board, then I'll tell the names.
Well, you have some that represents each high school, with it being Lincoln County, Fayetteville City, and Riverside. So, you know, we don't choose them. We get the names given to us, and then you know, we make the students participate. Well, we ask them to participate in everything that we do, you know, during the whole time that they're going through the study process, Student Utility Board. And then we have some that come back and work during the summer. And
that's right.
Those kinds of things, and it gives them an opportunity to learn and see what all FPU does for the community as well.
That's right, and you know, we tend to learn from them, and I know with our intern program this summer, we learned from our interns, and we hope they learn something from us as well. And so we appreciate that opportunity to have them here. But this year, our Student Utility Board consists of at Lincoln County High School, Clayton Ashley, Haley Moore, and Jake Sorrells. Okay, and then Fayetteville High School is Carly Andrews, Will Ellis, and Libby Quick. And then at Riverside Christian Academy, we have Alyssa Hampton. So it's going to be a good year, and our first class is going to be where you'll give them a little tour around the facility.
That we will, and matter of fact, I think on our next training sessions, you know, we have once a month for the employees. We're going to do that as well, so we're going to start meeting at different departments so everybody know what each department actually performs during the day, because we even have some internal folks that you know, they concentrate on their job that they're responsible to do and don't get out and get involved, and so we're starting that as well. So.
That's right. That's a good thing. Sometimes we get so involved in what we do every day that we don't really understand what the left hand and right hand are doing, because it takes a whole group of us to make this all churn, and it's your job to sort of be at the steering wheel.
I try to do it the best that we can.
Absolutely. All right. Well, again, it's a hot summer, and even though school's getting ready to start, the summer's not near over.
You know, the summertime, you know, it really gets hot during September, August, you know, some very hot months left, and, you know, you still have to be careful how you hydrate. And, you know, I didn't know that school started back so early. I thought back when I was in school, sometimes I thought I was out all year.
And I thought so too. You might have been. Then we also, I thought it was around Labor Day, so I think they're getting a month back on them somehow or another. But anyway, then you turn right around when we would start back to school. Then the fair would come in, and then I think we had a little another week in there. But
yeah, I think some of the teachers I had, they'll probably tell you I was out all year.
Oh, you was out all year. All right. Well. Anyway, so we've got a lot going on. We wish everybody well this summer and wish them well as school starts back, and we're looking forward to a big year ahead, and football season's right around the corner.
Football season.
That's exciting. So got a lot going on, and you know, people around here has got involved in so many things outside, so we're excited this time of year.
You know, it's volunteer firemen, baseball coaches, softball coaches, soccer. Mm-hmm. You know, we have a lot of employees that's very involved in the community, as you know, with dealing with the younger group and those kinds of things. I remember going back myself at one point in time, and keeps you real busy, but you know, it's good to have those kind of folks.
Absolutely. Well, Britt, anything else before we go?
Now, just remember the move over law.
Move over, that's another one. Yes, absolutely. You know, if anything's on the side of the road, we ask that you move over. Our crews, we've been out there with them, and, they're so busy and focused on their job. Sometimes they just don't think about the cars, and the cars are so busy trying to get from point A to point B, they don't. But we just ask you to slow down.
Yep. Slow
down, move over, and we appreciate that very much, because
sure do.
Britt wants everybody to go home like they came in.
That's the way we show up.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well, we thank you for watching this morning here on Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6, also on WEKR and WYTM. And we appreciate you watching. I'm Don Counts. We'll see you back in here next month for another edition of Fayetteville Public Utilities Breakfast Club with our CEO, General Manager, Britt Dye.